Man, can't believe I had to cancel my event. Oh well, guess I'll just get back to making commentary videos. It just sucks that the last two videos on my channel are, hey guys, I'm doing something. Never mind. You know, I really need to remind myself that even though I have a fan base, they're really only following me to see my videos, not pay a bunch of money to go to some overpriced, poorly put together event. Oh hey, Jake Paul's going on tour. That should be good. Hey little stinkers, and welcome back to youtube.com, a website I created 13 years ago while taking a nap. Today we're gonna be looking at the Team 10 tour. What is it? Why is it, and how the fuck did we get here? Let's read the description here to get an idea of what this tour might be about. You see them on your screen every single day. Now get ready to experience Jake Paul and Team 10 in person on their debut world tour. You can expect to see the same level of craziness on stage as you do on the screen, mixed in with some exciting live musical performances, audience participation, special guests, games and challenges. It's going to be a jam-packed and unforgettable show. Yeah, that sounds great and all, but what do they mean by games and challenges? Are they just gonna be like singing songs and stuff? They're gonna stop in the middle to do like the cinnamon challenge? Are we gonna do a round of trivia with the audience? I'm almost certain that they were just like short on buzzwords during the 30 seconds it took to write out this description, and they were like, let's just say games and challenges. That sounds fun. But maybe I'm nitpicking. Let's watch the hype video, the announcement video for the tour.
14 million subscribers on YouTube. What is next?
We're doing a tour. We're going to 20 cities in the U.S. This show is like super next level. Like, I am trying to make it a legit musical where we're acting, dancing, singing, twerking, laughing, the whole 9 yards, guys. I'm super excited to meet you guys.
I am literally so excited to meet all of my goats.
Maybe I'm behind on Team 10 lore, but I have no idea why she just did a goat sound. Also, why the random shot of her and Jake making out? Is that what they're gonna do at the show?
Tour's gonna be insane. I cannot wait. If you don't buy the tour tickets,
I guess their plan with this video was to just make a series of loud noises, hoping that that would be enough to convince their fans to buy tickets. Speaking of tickets, let's see how much they are. The first ticket advertised, the first one you see when you click on this venue. VIP 1, Jake Paul Gold VIP Experience. $1,000. $1,000. That's more than my rent. Let's see what comes with that. One general admission ticket, priority viewing of the show. That to me sounds vague. That doesn't sound like anything. Pre-show hangout with Jake Paul and other members of Team 10. Autographs from Jake Paul and other members of Team 10. One personalized video. One meet and greet with Jake Paul. One selfie photo with Jake Paul. One Jake Paul backpack. One Jake Paul Team 10 jersey. Exclusive Jake Paul pin set. One signed and numbered lithograph. One exclusive holographic commemorative laminate, and an invitation to crowd-free merchandise shopping. I love that that's thrown into the $1,000 tier. Sure, you just spent $1,000 to go to a show and get some free merchandise, but in addition to that, you also get to shop for more merchandise without the hassle of a crowd weighing you down. Ticket fee, $135, bringing the subtotal up to $1,143. Why would the ticket fee, what does that mean? Is that the charge to print the tickets? What is the service fee exactly? And why isn't that just included in the $1,000? I also like that this website is like, oh, you're going to Jake Paul. You might also like Ted Nugent. If we were to make a Venn diagram of Ted Nugent fans and Jake Paul fans, the two circles would be in like separate rooms. Part of me kind of wants to spend $1,100 on the Jake Paul VIP experience just to see what it's all about, to see if it's worth the money, and of course, to get a chance to meet Jake Paul. But then there's this other part of me that's like, Drew, that would be the worst purchase you've ever made, Please don't do that. Even worse though, while those two parts of me were battling it out, a third part of me that I didn't even know about just bought 2 general admission tickets for me and Amanda. Here's a sentence I never thought I'd say. YouTube vlogger and disgraced former Disney Channel star Jake Paul is headlining his own show at the historic House of Blues. The same House of Blues built on a rich history of rock and roll icons such as Pearl Jam, Aerosmith, Yellow Card, but tonight, the stage belongs to Jake. It was a fittingly gloomy day outside. Contrary to popular belief, Florida summers are pretty consistently rainy, and today was no exception. As a result, everybody entered the building soaking wet and miserable. It was perfect. It's also worth noting that this particular House of Blues is nestled inside none other than Disney Springs, an outdoor shopping center owned by Jake's former employer. I imagine it was a real homecoming for him, and as such, my expectations were through the roof. Oh, speaking of the roof, someone on top of it is dabbing, and kids are cheering. Why does it feel like I won't make it out of here alive? The line to get in wrapped around the building and was filled to the brim with exactly the demographic you'd imagine would be in line for Jake Paul. After sidetracking a bit to take a selfie in front of the Team 10 tour bus, Amanda and I made our way back to the line, which moved pretty quickly once the doors opened. Once inside, we trekked straight to the bar, where I let Amanda buy any amount of alcohol she wanted, as an apology for making her come to this with me. While there, we were accompanied by hordes of soon-to-be drunk moms, most of whom probably could not even fathom the amount of discomfort that was to ensue. Over 30 minutes had passed since the show was slated to begin, and not a single person had come out on stage. No one knew when the show was going to start, or if it already had, and this silence was just the opening act. In an unsuccessful effort to provoke any form of entertainment, the sea of increasingly restless children combined in chant every couple of minutes. But to no avail. Jake and his gang were still nowhere to be seen. But then, graciously, at around 7:42 p.m., a human being entered the stage. The crowd screamed. The concert was about to begin. Oh, wait, no, that's not Jake. Who is that, actually? Is that Chance or Nick Crompton? No, he's not here. Oh, okay, there we go. His name is DJ Evie. And let me just say, from the moment this guy walked out on stage, the energy in the room was unlike anything I've ever seen. 2, 3, jump, jump! This guy kept asking every minute or so that people like his Facebook page. He also plugged Instagram about 9 times.
On Instagram, at Evie! Evie on Instagram.
Normally this could be perceived as a bit of a slap in the face to artistic value or whatever, but I can't really blame him. Tonight is his one and only time to shine, and he knows it. I actually did some research on this guy after the show and found out he really only has a few original songs, and I only remember him playing one of them. He's pretty much been able to make a career out of getting on stage and playing other people's music. So good for him.
Shout out to the lighting crew, it's killing it tonight.
Indeed, they were killing it. Why? Just take a look at how the lights on the left match the lights on the right almost perfectly.
Y'all ready for our first performers tonight?
Finally, the DJ is done. Now it's time to bring out Team 10. Wait, who the fuck are these kids? They both look and sound like if a regular adult rapper got hit by a shrink ray. But I've got to hand it to these guys for the way they managed to masterfully combine the repetition of Gucci Gang with the eloquent rapping only a pair of 10-year-olds could provide. They were energetic, they were loud, and the crowd loved it. Everyone on stage that wasn't Jake Paul seemed very aware that nobody cared about them, as they are not Jake Paul. Because of this, they would come up with ways every 30 seconds or so to remind people that Jake Paul is here. They'd ask something like, "Who's ready for Team 10?" The crowd would scream, thinking maybe they're about to come on stage, and then they'd just continue doing what they were already doing.
My new song called Oscars, it's out right now on iTunes and Spotify.
I think the funniest part of the entire show was when this girl Sunny hyped up the crowd before ending a song.
Are you guys ready to turn up?
Nice. It was at this point that I realized how much I underestimated the talent in this performance. Look at this girl, for example. She's able to sing words while mouthing different words. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's time out here for a second as we try to figure out who it actually is that people paid money to see. Sunny Maloof. Maloof. There's a chance that name might ring a bell for you, and if it does, it's probably because you heard of this news story from a couple years back.
This private water park belongs to Texas' most famous dentist, Dr. Richard Maloof.
A dentist named Richard Maloof made headlines when he bought a $20 million home next to his $20 million home and attached them to create one $50 million super home. This man is Sunny's dad, and the $50 million house that he owns is where she grew up. The only reason I even bring that up is to answer a question that I had, which is, how do people like this, who have, no offense Sunny, but absolutely no talent, make it into a group as popular as Team 10? And the answer is money. Money that was not earned by these individuals, but rather by someone in their family. Like, her first song was a song about having $100,000 on her wrist. From what? She's 14. If she has a $100,000 bracelet or watch or Fitbit or whatever the hell, it was given to her. Another perfect example of this weird second-hand bragging was displayed by the very next performer to come out, Justin Roberts, which is quite possibly the least showbiz name I've ever heard. This guy's one and only song was about how he's been rich since he was 4. How does someone think it's cool to, in a song, brag about money that they were given? What? What we're witnessing here is an unprecedented lack of self-awareness in a group whose leader is the poster child for this kind of behavior. Hey, speaking of Jake, it's been over an hour and a half. Is that guy coming out on stage anytime soon? Well, most of my energy is long gone at this point, and my phone is already halfway dead, but at around 8:49 p.m., almost 2 hours after entering the building, Jake Paul has come out on stage. The gist of this opening sketch is that Jake from 4 years ago was having a bad dream where he mentioned some references from the future. He wakes up on stage and monologues about all of the things he's going to do one day, why if he could only move to California.
If I'm gonna move to Los Angeles, I'm gonna need agents, I'm gonna need managers, I'm gonna need an apartment to live in.
I'm pretty sure only one of those things is true.
You know what? I'm gonna need a team if I move to Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
Y'all wanna be my team?
My favorite part of this introduction was how, as each of the individual members was getting their own inauguration, the people who had already come out had to just kind of stand there awkwardly and look back at the screen. There's a pretty beautiful irony in the fact that more than half of Team 10's most iconic song is performed by people that are no longer in Team 10. So how do they get around this, you might ask? Maybe they'll write a new verse to show off some of their newer members like Sunny and Erica. Nah, just cut it off after a minute. Huh, I was wrong. I guess Jake and Erica making out was part of the show. Remember when Jake described the tour as a fun-filled musical with live-action comedy skits? I think this is one of them.
Chad, we can see your phone screen! Oh my God!
Uh-oh, Chad, buddy, we can see your screen, you silly goose. Wait, how do you keep getting the same girls to come back after you've already swiped left on them? Well, it turns out this whole sketch was made just to transition into their next song called Malibu, because the song is called Malibu and she's from Malibu, as indicated by the bold text under her name that wasn't under anybody else's. Yeah! Well, these guys are already a song and a half in. Good idea to go ahead and take a break. So they go backstage and eat KFC. There's this whole pre-recorded sketch where we're supposed to believe, I guess, that Jake and Anthony are backstage right now conceptualizing and creating a song that they released a year ago. And then naturally they came out and sang it.
Okay, let's go!
I was wondering when Logan was going to appear. This part was weird. Basically, Logan comes on fake FaceTime to get mad at Jake without ever saying what he did that made him mad. And then Jake was like, "But bro, I love you." And Logan was like, "Bro, I love you." And Amanda was like, "My beers have worn off, I'm leaving." I kind of wish I had done the same. Also, I know that like this FaceTime call isn't live. I know it's pre-recorded, but couldn't they have at least tried to make it seem live by recording Logan's part at night? because these shows are at night. Like, why is it 10 p.m. in Orlando and 1 p.m. in Los Angeles? Oh well, at least the song is good. In an effort to pass the time, Jake did this thing where he just kind of asked the crowd to scream over and over again so we could prove Orlando is the most lit city. Not to brag or anything, but we did win. And this segment lasted over 3 minutes.
Now guys, you wanna have a dance party?
Dance party! Oh man, I really hope that means you guys are just gonna jump around on stage for a while you play other people's music. Yes, that's exactly what it meant. What a great way to spend over 10 minutes. All right, so at this point, I realized my phone was very close to dying, and if it did, I probably would have never been able to find Amanda after the show, so I stopped recording here, but I'm gonna borrow some footage I found from another YouTuber who uploaded this concert. This next segment was the worst part of the entire night. Cody and Noel already did a really good job of dismantling the song that this whole sketch is centered around, but the sketch itself, oh my God.
No one cares about the Revolutionary War, but I do know about Instagram.
You know when your dweeb-ass looking teacher sucks for trying to teach you boring shit instead of telling you about Instagram, so you get in his stupid little face and demand he teach you how to drive a car.
Teach me something like how to drive a Lambo.
Jake, you know there actually are teachers who will teach you how to drive. Like, you know that's a thing, right? But yeah, this idiot of a history teacher isn't telling you how to drive, so you should throw him out the window. That's a good idea. I'm glad you're showing this to kids all over the country. No! What is wrong with you? This song is a slap in the face to everybody. Please don't do that. But hey, you know what? I've gotta give him credit for this inspirational monologue he threw in next. It really changed my life. He talked about how important it is to smile every day and get good grades, and if you're feeling sad, don't be sad, just stop being sad. I think it really resonated with the young audience and made everyone feel good. So then he started singing a song about how he has way more money than you and his life is great and yours sucks.
I got some bad habits like stunt ball, is a habit.
Wow, what a night so far. I wonder what they're gonna do next though, because I'm pretty sure they're out of songs. So I guess they could just play one of their songs over again. Yep, that's what they did.
It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel stuff.
Well guys, I'm back home now, wearing the same shirt I was wearing in the intro for some reason. I guess my final thoughts on this entire experience was why did I do that? This is the second time I've spent money on a Jake Paul thing in order to make a video about how bad it is, and I'm starting to think that maybe I'm the one getting played here. I think the one positive that could have come out of this entire tour is that I'm hoping that the parents who came to the shows with these kids were finally able to witness firsthand the kind of shitty influence that this Team 10 group has on the people who watch their videos. The type of lifestyle and attitude that they promote, like idolizing the idea of making as much money as possible so you can brag about it to other people. Physically assaulting your teachers who are just trying to do their job? The optimist inside of me is thinking that all of the parents who came to these shows saw it and were like, oh, yeah, you're done watching Jake Paul, sorry. And if that's what they do, then the world will be a better place for it. For some reason on the website, it says Team 10 Tour 2018, as if to suggest that there will be more tours in the future. I just can't imagine a world where that happens. I think this was a one and done kind of deal. And if it is, I guess I'm happy I got to be a part of history. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. This one took forever to edit. I will probably never make a video like this again. I didn't want to just do like a straight up vlog. I wanted to like, you know, film it and narrate it and kind of create this story. And there was just so much footage and it was too much. Back to my regular content immediately, ASAP.
That was the worst. Like, I can't, yeah. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.